Today, I'm going to show you how I make sure my international team actually gets the job done. The performance system that I've developed to hold them accountable. For context, I have an e-commerce business. We've done $4.2 million in revenue since 2022, which is the same time I started bringing on international talent to help me run the business. Here's a photo of some inventory going out, so you know it's not Inspect Element. And this is me with my team. They're based in the Philippines. Now, I am not based in the Philippines. I'm based currently in South Africa. And so I have to build this way for me to make sure they're actually getting the job done and making the business more money, because that's what we're here to do, is to make more money. I make this video to show you what has worked well for me. Maybe you can apply the same lessons to your remote team, your international team, and work with us to help build your international team, because that's what we do for our clients. Now, the cadence here is daily, weekly, and monthly. You'll notice everything we talk about today is very data and metrics focused. I'm a numbers guy, and I want to make sure that every role can be quantified. On a daily basis, I used to do like an end of day report, and I found that to be very tedious. I was like, I don't want to read all that. And so I turned it into a webhook in Slack. This is like just a simple code connected to our Google Sheet. And it sends the 24-hour summary for inventory sourcing, how much we actually purchased publicly for everyone to see. Then we track, or we check daily sales. So we sell on Amazon, and so they have a graph that my team checks on a daily basis, see how we're stacking up, see how on progress we are for our revenue goals for the month, and if we need to shift as a result. On a weekly basis, we record KPIs. So we have a KPI sheet just in Google Sheets with about 50 different data points that we track, looking at them week over week, and then my team will send a quick brief report on the most important data points in Slack for everyone to see. And then we also have a scorecard. This is in not the different inventory sheet, but it's just a bunch of pivot tables together that sum up the performance for the week and then compare it against how far we are from our goal and how many days we have left to reach that goal. So everyone can see where each other stacks up. Now, it's framed as a scorecard rather than a leaderboard, so that it feels more group. You know, there's like team numbers there rather than like trying to compete against each other, because I find that doesn't work as well for international team members. On a monthly basis, we also do KPI reports. We do the KPI recording, but then we actually do a meeting to cover the KPI numbers. And that's especially looking at year over year data, since they've been with me for, we have the year over year data. We've been tracking KPIs for so long. And so we'll look at like the graph trends and see historically how we're stacking up, what we need to adjust as a result. And then a report. Now, some people will do like, corporate, like sit on a meeting and let me tell you how you did. I don't want to do all that. So I was like, I just made a Google form with a bunch of questions, some short response, some multiple choice. And then we cover that together. So I'm like, you just tell me how you think you did. So questions like, what are you most proud of last month? What areas did you fall behind in and why? To give them some time for some actual self-realization, some self-reflection. Now, monthly is the furthest out we go. I do not do any quarterly reports because I keep my team small, and so I want to have the bandwidth to be able to make a touch point with all of them. If I do a quarterly, you're waiting to see how well you did on the quarterly. I want them to know right away. When something goes well, I want them to know the same day that they did a good job. When something I'm not happy about, they know same day as well. It's not like, oh yeah, so you did bad for the quarter. Like they know when things are good and when things are bad. So hope that helps. That's how I've been able to structure it to grow my business to where it is with an international team. Hope this helps.